What's going on YouTube? Back with another video. Well, it's my first video on this channel, but this is a whole new channel. I want to start out. I got the microphone right here. Hopefully you can hear me. Just talking about my experience on this Bitcoin standard, right? And why I'm making this channel. First thing first, something happened to me a couple years ago, in 2020. I seen Jerome Powell, right, our Fed central banker. I seen him come on TV. He was talking about QE, right, quantitative easing, and I was really confused. My buddy was telling me about the money printing, about the cost of having a fiat currency, but I had no care in the world, nor did I even want to go down that rabbit hole because, again, there was no inflation. Um, I graduated high school in 2016. I spent now 4 years working at that point in 2020. And now it's been like, what, 8 years since I graduated high school. And like I said, obviously, high school is high school. It's public school, right? I don't really believe that they really prepare you for the real world. Because if they did, they would tell you about the fiat standard. Like they would tell you about politics. They would tell you about trade. Excuse me. They would just prepare you for the real world, right? They would teach you sales, right? I think life is sales. When I go to these jobs, right? A lot of it is sales, all right? These jobs are in tips. And with these tips, it's pretty much like sales. One job I worked, right? I'll tell you a funny story. Um, I'm driving in like a snowcat, right? I'm picking up their luggages at the ski resort, and there's these homeowners, and this one girl I work with, she had a very nasty attitude, right? And she just didn't want to get their luggage, and didn't want to serve these people. I mean, think about it right now, right? Money is a tool for satisfying wants. Like people don't want to pick their bags up. They don't want to deal with. I mean, they're literally in the freaking snow. All right, I grew up in Florida, but in this case, this is North California, right? It snows a lot there. Long story short, I'm learning how to serve. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning how to problem solve, right? And making their life easier, right? That's what you learn when it comes to just trade, when it comes to just uh, business, right? Your goal is to serve others, all right? But being on the fiat standard, excuse me, being on the fiat standard, get people who don't seem to understand that. Even this current job that I work, I now work in a restaurant, so the service there, people don't tip. It happens, guys. But me working tip jobs for a couple of years and saving, right, earning the US dollar, right, which is fiat currency, then saving the Bitcoin, right. I see my purchasing power literally go up and up and up and up, right. So not only did I learn how to save, I started with gold and silver, but now I'm saving in Bitcoin. But it's becoming harder and harder to have these conversations with people. But to get back on track with the story, um, you know, man, I'm coughing a lot today. I'm bad. I went for a run. And my throat got a little messed up, going out here in these mountains. But, with these homeowners, I just focus on serving them, and ask them questions. Some of them spoke Spanish. I'm speaking Spanish. Hola, ¿cómo estás? They don't eres, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny because they tipped me out, but they didn't tip her out because of her attitude, because of her mindset. You know what I'm saying? So Bitcoin is doing this for me. I'm questioning everything. Even me being in African American, I said, Mom, how are we African American? I ain't been to Africa. Somebody has given us our family name. Somebody has given us our identity, right? You're African American, right? When I got sick here, because again, I work in a national park, I got sick. I got like a little stomach virus. Not just me, but 20 other people. We had to figure out. We had to fill out a form, right? What's your race? Are you male or female? It's like all this stuff. It's like we're living in a centralized system. It's like we're domesticated in many ways. You know, and I'm now starting to realize it's not healthy for society. People want to speak their mind, they want to be free, but they want to lose their job. Look what happened in 2020. The people were getting, I won't say coerced, but there was such a level of social pressure to get this freaking vaccine. I seen it in real time, and it's funny because now it's 2024. People forgot about it. We were just in fear a couple of years ago. Now, fast 4 years later, people are in fear. Like we seem to not be able to think for ourselves when we're in fear so much. So yeah. Just a little short intro to this channel. Just give me a little story time because it's very hard to talk to people about this. I was at work and I was reading the fiat standard book, right? The fiat standard book and the Bitcoin. Oh shoot! and the Bitcoin Standard book, right, with one of my coworkers, and I get to work, and I say, hey man, I was excited to teach him about the fiat standard, Bitcoin standard. And he's a cool dude. I get it. He's a brother. You know what I'm saying? Just like me. So he says, hey bro, everything isn't about money. I said, I didn't say it was. I said money is a language. I says, does the UK control English, although we call it the English language? No. Do the Spaniards control the Spanish language? No. So I said, why should a nation state control the language of trade and information? The global reserve language called the US dollar. And then on top of that, they inflate the language. Is English inflatable? No. English is decentralized and deflationary. But they don't seem to understand that. And what hurt me was that he was African American. And we being here, like we African Americans are like some of the poorest, literally the poorest group here in America. And it comes down to us not being able to save, man. Having a low time preference. Not all of us. I'm sorry, right? Having a high time preference. Like doing all these drugs and drinking liquor. It's like they push this in our society, and we just eating up, smoking weed, all this. This is nothing more than high time preference behavior. That's facts. So I'm not realizing this, and I'm being the change that I want to become. I'm being the change that I want to see out. You know what I'm saying? Instead of sitting here trying to get people to change, it's just like, bro, people don't want to hear this stuff, man. That's why I'm making this new channel. My old channel, I have a channel that I had for years, and I came out with a Bitcoin video, a Bitcoin video, right? And I attracted Bitcoiners, but it was people that knew me for years. They're probably calling me crazy, but it's like I don't even care about being called crazy. It's just that I would have at least thought my family members and friends would have woke up, but it's. I'm not starting to realize, holy shoot, like if money is a language, imagine being 25, 30, 35 years old, learning a new language. Old dog, new tricks. The people who are going to get this are not even 18 years old right now. I mean, honestly, my cousins that are 14, 15, 16 years old, even younger than that, they're going to get Bitcoin easily. So easy. But us in this programming, right? I'm 26, man. I can't tell you how much I've had to meditate. I've had to go for walks. I mean, I literally live out in a canyon, right? I live in a national park. I am around nature, no phone service. It's just me and nature. I have I have embraced change. But sadly, when you get people my age, like I said, unless you are 25, 24, 28, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, and you embrace change, and you embrace changing every day for the better, because you realize that the world is changing, guys. The internet is liberating us. And we're out here in the old world, the horse and buggy world, the boomer world, trying to bring that old world to the new world with Bitcoin. Doesn't work. Think about how crazy this is, right? The current system is inflationary, meaning that prices go up, your buying power is going down. Meanwhile, we have a new deflationary system, meaning that prices go down forever. People will watch this video back 10 years from now and be like, holy shoot, the price of a home is going down in Bitcoin. It's just doing this. Meanwhile, you have the US dollar standard. So again, now we have two groups. Now we have two groups in this world, right? We got inflationary standard, where they're literally stealing your time. Because again, money is time. They're literally printing your time away doing this. And then deflation doing this. In inflationary standards, you won't even have kids, guys. There will be nobody having kids on the fiat standard unless they're close to the money printer. The cost of raising one kid right now is what, $500,000. The cost of raising one kid 15, 20 years from now on the fiat standard will be $2 million, $10 million, $100 million. Meanwhile, when you price that in Bitcoin, it's going to be maybe a couple million sats and then 100K sats and then 10K sats to raise one kid. That's what we're dealing with, man. We're dealing with a language change in our society, a paradigm shift. And the masses, like I said, the society cannot take this, man. It's too much. It's so much change happening in 20, 30, in a short amount of time. We can't, guys, we're not built for this shit, man. But those who can embrace it are going to probably see their life change. I'm already changing, guys and girls. So yeah, this is my first video. Thanks for watching. I'll come out with more content, just helping y'all out, and mainly to help people out who are being called crazy, man, who are actually out there thinking for themselves, who are tired of being lied to, who understand that the only way to really change the world is change yourself. Because sadly, people don't really want to change. They want the world. I'm waiting on the world to change. What? You're sitting here waiting for the world to change? That's not how the world works. You got to change. Like Jim Rohn says, right? My brother Jim Rohn, he says, for things to change, you got to change When things get better, you got to get better. So yeah, man, I'll keep it at that. Thanks for watching this video. My first video on this channel. So more to come. And I'll see you in my next video. Peace.